Welcome, Virgo. If you're watching this, you're in for an incredibly transformative journey. Today, we're going to talk about something deeply profound: how you, as a Virgo, have successfully cleared 15 years of karma. Yes, 15 years. This is a massive milestone, and it signals the end of a long, challenging period in your life. As we explore what this means for you, we'll uncover the struggles you've faced, the lessons you've learned, and most importantly, the incredible growth you've achieved. Virgos are often seen as logical, grounded, and detail-oriented, but underneath that exterior is a heart that carries the weight of past experiences, karma, and sometimes, emotional baggage. But guess what? The storm has passed, and it's time for you to shine brighter than ever before. In the next few minutes, we'll dive deep into how you've navigated these turbulent waters, cleared the fog, and are now stepping into a new phase where you are free to embrace your true potential. So, let's explore the karmic journey that has led you here, Virgo, and what's waiting for you now that the past is finally behind you. 1. The impact of karma on Virgo. Karma is a powerful force. It shapes not only the external world but also our inner landscape, especially for someone like you, Virgo, who tends to absorb and process everything deeply. Over the past 15 years, you've been walking through a path laden with challenges that felt like a heavy weight you could never quite shake off. Karma, for you, wasn't just about big events. It was woven into your everyday life, your relationships, your career, and even your sense of self-worth. Virgos often carry a deep sense of responsibility, sometimes to a fault. You strive for perfection, constantly trying to do the right thing, yet sometimes, the universe throws curveballs that leave you feeling like you're stuck in cycles of recurring patterns. These karmic lessons may have appeared in the form of challenging relationships, self-doubt, or struggles in career or personal growth. At times, it may have felt like no matter how hard you tried, the weight of the past was always pulling you back. But this karma isn't just punishment, it's a process of learning, growing, and evolving. And though it has felt burdensome, these experiences have been leading you toward a higher level of awareness, compassion, and understanding. You've been clearing this karma, step by step, learning to let go of what no longer serves you, and allowing the universe to guide you into a new phase of your life. This shift is what makes now so significant, because you've reached a turning point. The heavy lifting is over. The energy you've been putting into clearing your karmic debt has paid off, and you're now in the clear to move forward unburdened by the past. To the storm, struggles and challenges. For the past 15 years, it likely felt like you were caught in a storm, Virgo, constantly battling the winds of fate, your own emotions, and external circumstances that seemed out of your control. Life threw challenge after challenge your way, testing your patience, your strength, and your will to keep pushing forward. And through it all, you've remained resilient, though at times, it may have felt like the storm would never end. This storm was not just a series of unlucky events, but a deeper karmic pattern that needed to be worked through. It was a time of self-discovery, often painful but necessary. You might have faced deep emotional struggles, relationships that drained you, jobs that didn't fulfill you, or periods of self-doubt that made you question your worth. Every setback seemed to add another layer of weight on your shoulders, and it may have felt like you were running in circles, unable to escape the pull of your past mistakes or unresolved issues. These challenges were not just random, they were part of a bigger process of karmic cleansing. Every painful experience was meant to teach you something important, even though the lessons were often hard to understand at the time. But as the storm raged on, you didn't give up. You weathered it, slowly but surely, learning more about your own limits, your resilience, and your ability to grow stronger through adversity. Now, as the storm has passed, you're finally standing in a place of calm, with the clarity to see the lessons you've learned and the strength you've gained. It wasn't easy, but you made it through, and that is something to celebrate. The storm that once seemed endless has given way to clear skies, and with it comes the freedom to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose and hope for the future. 3. The turning point, realizing the shift. After years of struggling and feeling stuck, you, Virgo, have reached a pivotal turning point. This moment wasn't just a single event, but rather a series of realizations that began to piece together like a puzzle. You started to feel the shift when the heavy burden you've been carrying started to feel lighter. It wasn't an instant change, but rather a gradual process where you noticed small, yet profound, differences in how you viewed the world and your role in it. You might have experienced moments where things seemed to fall into place effortlessly, where opportunities you once thought unattainable suddenly seemed within reach. The sense of being stuck began to fade, and instead of fighting an uphill battle, you started to feel the flow of life moving in your direction. This shift didn't happen overnight, but it was a culmination of the internal work you've been doing, of letting go of old patterns, limiting beliefs, and fears that once held you back. You began to understand that the karmic cycles you were caught in weren't your punishment, but lessons meant to teach you something important about yourself. With each passing day, the realization grew clearer: the storm that once seemed unending had passed. The clouds had parted, and for the first time in years, you could see the horizon. This was the shift you've been waiting for, the moment when the energy that once trapped you began to release its hold. As you recognized this change, a sense of peace started to settle within you. You knew that you had entered a new chapter, and that the efforts you had made to clear your past were finally paying off. The future was no longer something you feared, it was something you were ready to embrace. For clearing the karma, actions and efforts. Clearing karma is never an easy task, and for you, Virgo, it involved a great deal of effort, self-reflection, and action. It wasn't just about hoping things would get better, it required a conscious decision to address the past, confront your fears, and release the negative energy that had been holding you back. The first step in this process was acknowledging the patterns that were no longer serving you. For many years, you may have found yourself repeating the same mistakes, stuck in toxic cycles of doubt, guilt, and frustration. But once you realized that these patterns were karmic in nature, you took the necessary steps to break free. This didn't happen overnight, of course. It involved deep introspection, looking inward to understand why you behaved the way you did, why certain situations kept repeating themselves, and how you could change. You worked hard to shed the emotional baggage that weighed you down, facing old wounds and fears that had previously been left unaddressed. Through self-compassion and a willingness to heal, you began to clear the negative karma that had accumulated over the years. You took action in ways both big and small, whether it was forgiving yourself for past mistakes, letting go of grudges against others, or simply shifting your mindset toward a more positive, empowered outlook. Each decision you made to release the past was a step closer to breaking free from the chains of karma. Your efforts weren't always easy, but they were necessary, and now, as you look back, you can see the profound transformation you've undergone. By facing your past with honesty and courage, you've cleared the path for a future filled with greater peace, fulfillment, and growth. 5. The role of relationships in clearing karma. Throughout your karmic journey, Virgo, relationships played a crucial role in your growth and healing. Whether personal or professional, the people you've encountered, whether they were family, friends, or romantic partners, have been key players in helping you clear the karmic debt that once weighed you down. Relationships, as you've come to realize, are not just about connection and companionship, but about learning, growth, and mutual healing. In many ways, these relationships mirror the patterns of your past, showing you where you still had unresolved issues. The conflicts and struggles you faced within these connections were not random, they were opportunities for you to break free from past karma. For example, the relationships that caused you the most emotional turmoil were often the ones that revealed your deepest wounds and the areas where you still needed to heal. It was in these moments that you began to understand how important it was to forgive, not only others but yourself as well. You learned that holding on to resentment and anger only kept you trapped in the karmic cycle, preventing you from moving forward. As you worked through the emotional pain and sought healing within yourself, your relationships began to transform. You began to attract more balanced, supportive, and loving connections, ones that supported your growth rather than held you back. You learned the value of setting healthy boundaries and nurturing relationships that aligned with your true self. Through these shifts, you were able to clear the karma tied to past relationships, ultimately making space for new, positive connections to flourish. The role of relationships in your karmic journey has been profound. Each connection has been a reflection of your inner work, and through them, you've learned the power of love, forgiveness, and mutual respect. As you look forward, the relationships you nurture now will continue to support your healing, helping you build a future where you are free from the karmic cycles of the past. 6. The emotional release, letting go of the past. For you, Virgo, the process of clearing karma has also been about emotional release. This release is not simply about forgiveness of others or even of yourself, but rather an active choice to stop carrying the weight of the past. Letting go isn't easy, especially when your analytical nature has always sought control over situations and emotions. But in this pivotal phase, you realize that holding on to past mistakes, guilt, and unhealed wounds was only keeping you tethered to a life you no longer wish to lead. The emotional release that began to take place was a crucial part of breaking free from the cycles that had held you in place for so long. It was as though you were shedding old layers of emotional armor, peeling back years of hurt and disappointment that had kept you stuck in a repetitive loop. With each moment of emotional release, you began to feel lighter, as if the very fabric of your being was being freed from the confines of past experiences. It was a liberating process, though not without its challenges. Letting go meant confronting those old wounds, whether they were from relationships, failures, or self-doubt, and giving yourself permission to feel the pain fully, without resistance. Yet, in doing so, you also gave yourself permission to heal. The strength that comes with letting go is not about forgetting or denying your past, it is about accepting it and moving forward with a heart that is open and ready to embrace new experiences. The emotional release you've undergone has allowed you to make peace with what once was and to set yourself free from its grasp. No longer bound by old fears or regrets, you stand ready to step into a brighter, lighter future. This emotional transformation is not just a moment, it is a permanent shift in your energy that will carry you forward for years to come. 7. Embracing a new beginning. As you've released the emotional baggage of the past, Virgo, you've now arrived at a profound new beginning. This is not just a superficial change but a deep transformation that affects every part of your life. As the karmic weight lifts, you find yourself entering a phase where your mind, body, and spirit are aligned in ways that they haven't been in years. No longer weighed down by past mistakes or unresolved issues, you are free to pursue your desires and dreams with newfound clarity. The future no longer feels like an uncertain path filled with obstacles but rather a canvas waiting for you to paint your next chapter. Embracing this new beginning is more than just a fresh start, it's an invitation to build a life that truly reflects who you are now, after all the hard work you've done. It's about aligning your actions with your values and stepping forward with confidence, knowing that you've earned the right to create the life you want. As you embrace this new chapter, you also embrace the lessons learned along the way. You no longer look back with regret or sorrow but with gratitude for the growth and wisdom that came from the challenges you faced. This new beginning is a celebration of all that you've overcome and a recognition that your potential is limitless now that you've cleared the path. The clarity you've gained allows you to take risks, pursue new opportunities, and build stronger relationships with those who truly support and appreciate you. This is your time to shine, Virgo, unburdened, empowered, and fully in control of your future. The past has been healed, and you are now free to embrace the beautiful possibilities that await. 8. The strength Virgo has gained. Looking back at the journey you've undertaken, Virgo, you can see just how much strength you've gained along the way. The path to clearing karma was not easy, it was filled with moments of doubt, struggle, and emotional turmoil. But through it all, you discovered something incredible, your resilience. The strength you've gained is not just about physical endurance or mental toughness, though those qualities are certainly present. It's about the inner strength you've built, the emotional and spiritual fortitude that allowed you to face challenges head-on and come out stronger on the other side. This strength comes from your ability to look deep within yourself and confront the difficult truths about your past, to face your fears and uncertainties without running away. It comes from your willingness to embrace vulnerability, to let go of old emotional baggage, and to open yourself up to healing and growth. Through every setback, you found the courage to rise again, each time with more wisdom, more clarity, and more confidence in your ability to overcome anything. This newfound strength is not something that can be easily shaken. It is an unwavering belief in yourself and your ability to navigate the complexities of life with grace. You've learned that even in the face of adversity, you have the power to rise above it, to clear the past, and to move forward with an unshakable sense of purpose. The strength you've gained will continue to serve you, guiding you through the new opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. You now stand in a place of inner power, ready to take on whatever comes your way, knowing that you have the tools to not just survive, but thrive. 9. Moving forward, what the future holds for Virgo. Now that you've cleared 15 years of karma, Virgo, the future stretches out before you like an open road, full of potential and opportunity. No longer weighed down by past struggles or emotional burdens, you are free to embrace what lies ahead with open arms. The slate is wiped clean, and you stand at the threshold of a new chapter in your life. This new beginning is not just a fresh start, it's a transformation, a chance to move forward with clarity, purpose, and confidence. As you embark on this new journey, the possibilities are endless. You now have the freedom to pursue your passions, whether that's advancing in your career, deepening your relationships, or discovering new aspects of yourself that you've always wanted to explore. The emotional resilience you've developed throughout the karmic process will serve as your foundation, helping you face challenges with a calm and collected approach. Virgo, you are no longer held back by the fear of repeating past mistakes or being trapped in cycles of negative energy. The future is yours to shape, and you now have the power to make decisions that align with your true self, unburdened by past restrictions. The relationships you cultivate will be more authentic, the career opportunities you seek will feel more aligned with your values, and your personal growth will accelerate as you continue to embrace the lessons learned along the way. With each step you take, you're more connected to the higher version of yourself, and you're ready to embrace everything that the universe has to offer. 10. Spiritual and emotional growth after karma. After releasing 15 years of karma, Virgo, you are not only lighter in your spirit, but your spiritual and emotional growth has been exponentially enhanced. The emotional healing you've undergone is only the beginning of a much deeper transformation. As you let go of past baggage, you open up space for a higher level of awareness and connection to your inner self. Spiritually, you may begin to feel a deeper connection to your intuition, your higher purpose, and the universe as a whole. You're now more in tune with the energies around you, able to listen to the quiet whispers of your soul. This heightened spiritual awareness brings clarity to your path forward, allowing you to make decisions that align with your true calling. Emotionally, you are more resilient than ever before. The emotional growth you've experienced means that you no longer let past fears or insecurities dictate your future. You understand yourself on a deeper level, and your emotional intelligence has expanded, allowing you to handle situations with grace and compassion. You've learned the importance of self-love, self-care, and creating a balanced emotional life. As you continue to evolve spiritually and emotionally, you'll find that your relationships, career, and overall well-being will flourish in ways you never imagined. The peace and balance you've worked so hard to achieve will begin to reflect in every aspect of your life, creating a harmonious flow that brings you closer to your true desires and purpose. 11. The power of self-reflection and inner work. Virgo, one of the most powerful tools you have in this new phase of your life is the ability to reflect. Self-reflection has always been a natural part of your process, but now, after clearing the karmic debts, it holds even greater significance. Through introspection, you can continue to grow, ensuring that you are living in alignment with your highest self. Self-reflection allows you to examine your thoughts, feelings, and actions, helping you better understand why you make the choices you do and what drives your behavior. This is the kind of inner work that can lead to lasting transformation. By looking inward, you gain clarity on your core values, desires, and the vision you have for your future. This understanding gives you the tools to make conscious decisions that will propel you forward in a way that feels authentic and true to who you are. It's through this ongoing process of reflection and self-awareness that you continue to clear away any remaining doubts or fears, strengthening your connection to your own inner wisdom. Inner work goes beyond just reflecting on past events, it's about diving into your subconscious, recognizing old patterns, and consciously choosing to shift them. This is the path to deep healing and lasting change. As you continue this journey, you'll find that the more you reflect, the more you grow, and the more empowered you become. The power of self-reflection will continue to be your guiding light as you move through life with purpose and confidence. As we conclude this transformative journey, Virgo, it's important to recognize just how far you've come. You've cleared 15 years of karma, and with that, you've freed yourself from the past and opened up the possibility for a brighter, more fulfilling future. Your emotional healing, spiritual growth, and commitment to self-reflection have paved the way for you to live a life that aligns with your true purpose. The storm has passed, and now you are standing on the other side, ready to embrace the opportunities that await. Remember that this is just the beginning. As you move forward, continue to nurture your connection to your inner self, embrace the lessons you've learned, and keep trusting the process. Your strength, resilience, and newfound clarity will continue to guide you as you step into this new chapter of your life. If you found this journey helpful, I encourage you to reflect on your own life and consider what karma you may still be carrying. What steps can you take to release it and move forward? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Share your experience, your challenges, and how you're moving forward. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who may be on a similar journey. Let's continue this conversation of growth, healing, and transformation together. Thank you for being part of this beautiful experience, Virgo. The best is yet to come.